Hello, in this video I'll be showing you how I installed my rear dash cams. If you missed that video where I talked about this dash cam, click over there in the corner to watch that one first. So before I even took this system out to my car, I first plugged it into just an AC adapter inside so I could test it, and right away I had some issues with it. The LED was flashing, which I'm guessing meant the battery was charging, however it wouldn't power on. The adapter I was using was a full 2.4 amp USB charger, so I would think that would be enough to run the camera off the AC power, but whenever I tried to turn it on, it would just shut down once the screen powered up, so I ended up leaving it sit for a few hours, and then everything was fine. One interesting thing I discovered about this camera is it stole some sounds from Microsoft. Take a listen to this. Doesn't this sound familiar? This sure sounds like the air sound from Windows XP. So the first time I installed these cameras, I didn't spend too much time. I just ran the cables across the floor. I basically just wanted to get the cameras into position, see what they looked like, before I invested too much time in running the wires and making everything look neat and pretty. I ended up just stuffing this control box into the cup holder thing, so I could just pull it down and flip it up with this armrest, and it made it really easy to hide and service it. It ended up working pretty well, so a few days later I did a proper install and ran all the wires. This took about a half hour or so, and the biggest challenge was getting the power from the front of the vehicle to the back, since typically you'd have this control box up front where your 12-volt plug is, but in my case, I planned on keeping all the components in the trunk, so I had to run power from the front to the back. The included power cable is a little too short, so I ended up buying a longer one, and this one has a regular USB-A plug on the end of it, so I could plug it into a different 12-volt outlet adapter, which gave me extra ports. I also purchased a micro USB extension cable, thinking I could use this to extend the remote trigger button, but it ended up not working even after trying two of them, so I ended up just not using that. So here are some sample footage. The resolution is 1080p 30 for both cameras. However, the front camera has a slightly higher bitrate than the rear camera. The quality is definitely not as good as my A119 dash cam, but it's certainly usable and perhaps average compared to others. And here is some video when I fully installed everything more neatly. As you can see, I took the power cable from my front 12-volt outlets and ran it under these panels back to the trunk. I actually ended up stuffing it in this little trunk organizer thing, which keeps it hidden away but also easily serviceable whenever I need to pull it out to get the SD card or something. I've gone back and forth between having both cameras facing outward and having one facing each way. And although it's kind of weird having a camera watch me while I drive, I did have one instance already where someone almost sideswiped me, and when I played back the video from the front and rear camera, you couldn't see the car at all, but on the inside video you could clearly see the guy speed up and almost run into me. So all in all, this camera's been working pretty well. I probably wouldn't want to use it as my only camera, however when used with my other A119 in the front, it's definitely a nice benefit, and sure, 3 cameras in a car may seem like overkill, but I'd rather spend $200 on these and have proof of an accident rather than paying thousands of dollars in a repair because I can't prove fault. So that's all for today. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments and I'll do my best to try and answer them. I hope you found this useful, and make sure to check out the links I have in the video description, and of course, liking and subscribing always helps. Have a good one.